Coming up today, a North student's life is about to change drastically.
We'll meet some students who have tied the knot.
And one couple breaks with tradition for love.
All this and more starting right now on NTV.
Good morning, McKinney North High School. I'm Sarah Taylor.
And I'm Liam Gahan.
Senior Jonathan Phillips has been awarded a full-ride scholarship to the University of Pennsylvania, but it hasn't been an easy journey for this future Ivy League student. Julian Esparza has more.
Due to financial troubles, Jonathan and his mother lived in a homeless shelter upon relocating to McKinney.
When I first came to McKinney, I stayed at the Samaritan Inn, the local homeless shelter, for probably about 6 or 7 months. And so that was kind of a new experience, coming to school and not really having any place to live.
Jonathan says that when he learned his tuition would be paid in full, the stress of paying for college was lifted.
And like a thing on the computer popped up, and honestly I was just so relieved, because like the application process is like really long and difficult, and I was starting to apply to like backup schools and things, and I was just really like relieved that I didn't have to do any more of that.
Few students are accepted to Ivy League schools, so Jonathan sees it as an opportunity to support his family.
Going to UPenn means a change for my family, because it definitely connects you with a lot of people in a lot of places, and it means that if I continue to work hard, I can probably make a lot of money and take care of my family and help us out.
From teachers to family, Jonathan has had no shortage of help along the way.
To everyone who's been so helpful to me on my journey, be that through school or through my family or friends who have just been there for me, no matter what it was, whenever it mattered, just thank you so much, and I hope I make you proud.
As Jonathan finishes his high school career and prepares for college, he remains optimistic for his future. This has been Julian Esparza for NTV.
Marriage is a lifelong commitment that most people don't make until they're well into adulthood. But one McKinney Boyd couple has decided to take the plunge before they graduate from high school. Ellie Norris has their story.
After dating for 8 months, seniors Juan and Desiree Torres got married in November of last year. And while it's normal to set aside time to plan for your special day, that was not the case for this couple.
We had been talking about it a lot to get married and stuff, but then like when we actually had gotten married and decided to get married, we didn't really plan it. We just kind of did, and we went and got our marriage license, and then we were married. So
the couple doesn't regret their decision, but Desiree admits that they have found some bumps in the road.
I knew getting married would have like some challenges and stuff, and we do. But I also thought it would fix problems, but that's really not how it works. It doesn't fix problems at all.
While it would seem scary to make such a big decision at a young age, the pair has had nothing but support from both families.
When I first told everyone I was getting married, and my friends and my family, they didn't really believe me until after it happened, but as soon as it did happen, they were really supportive.
At first my family didn't know that we got married, but after they find out that we did, they were okay and they were happy that we did.
There are many responsibilities that come with being married, and though they don't know what the future holds, Juan explains that they have been preparing since day one.
On the same day that we got married, we bought a car and we paid all cash, so we don't have to pay monthly payments. And right now we're living with her family, and I guess that's good because we can save money for the wedding.
Since their November ceremony was a last-minute decision, Desiree and Juan are looking forward to a more traditional reception with their families this coming June. This has been Ellie Norris for NTV.
Deciding to marry young can be hard for a couple, but when that couple also goes against the traditions of their culture, this decision can be even more difficult. Ubaldo Macias has the story of a couple who made that choice and have since been living happily ever after.
We met in Valsad, India. We were neighbors. He would be standing out on the balcony and looking at me, and my friends would always think, who is he? He's got a girl that he likes. Now, who is she? Who is she? Because we all had a crush on him. When it turned out that it was actually me that he liked, I thought I was going to die. I was so excited.
According to Mr. Sikdar, loving someone outside of his religion is not breaking his religion.
Intercaste marriage, which is kind of frowned upon in India even till this date. So for us to be dating and even proposing marriage back then was a big deal.
Although they were so far away from each other, they managed to keep their love alive.
He was in India and I was here for almost 4.5 years before we got to get married, and we still were together. We communicated by letters. There was no email back then. There was no phone calls back then.
Fighting for each other made the Sikdar's life a whole lot better and made their relationship grow stronger.
We realized, you don't fight for something you don't really want.
While Mr. Sikdar and Mrs. Sikdar are still both teaching at the same time, they still are concentrated on their love.
A lot of times once you have kids, you start like growing apart because you start doing everything with the kids, and then you stop, doing things with each other. But we tried to make sure that we
kept the romance alive.
The Sikdars want to share their story and encourage others to pursue their dreams.
Myself, I would be like, hang in there, you will be together. It'll just take a little bit of time, Yeah. And it's worth it.
This has been Ubaldo Macias for NTV.
And now here's Taylor Tokars with sports.
Thanks, Liam. The varsity boys soccer team has maintained a steady record of 2-2-1, while the Lady Bulldogs have a 1-3-1 record in district play. Both teams play Sherman tonight at 7:30. The girls' game will take place at Ron Post Stadium, and the boys' game will be at home. The girls' varsity basketball team finished as district champions once again with a win over Wiley on Tuesday. Their playoff run starts Tuesday at Plano Senior High against Frisco Wakeland. Meanwhile, the boys' team is currently sitting in the top spot with 2 games left to play. They are taking on a third-place Wiley East team tonight, and their last game will likely be even tougher against a Prosper team at home on Tuesday. While the basketball teams are gearing up for playoffs, one swimmer is headed to state. Sophomore Joe Carson broke the school record in the 200-meter freestyle at the regional meet. He will compete at the state swim and dive meet, which will be held in Austin starting on February 19th. For many years, students from all 3 McKinney ISD high schools have teamed up to play a sport that most people in Texas don't even see. Ailey Hendricks has more.
McKinney Lacrosse's team captain Jordan Barney and his coach Brendan Carney share a common thread in their introduction to lacrosse.
There's a lot of transplants down here, especially in the McKinney area from the Northeast. And in the Northeast, what football is in Texas, lacrosse is in the Northeast. And I'm being from New York, we get thousands of people to go to lacrosse games and so on and so forth.
Well, up in New Jersey where I grew up, it's very big, and all my friends played, and we always had like pickup games in the backyard or played in the snow, and it was just something I got interested in.
Although lacrosse is not a UIL sport, Coach Carney says there are still many local players taking their talents to the next level.
The last 2 years we've had 2 Division I players go, but there's a handful that play club. We had a handful over at Texas Tech, Virginia Military, got kid at Denver.
Alpha House principal Mrs. Berg describes how her son's involvement in McKinney's program prepared him for college lacrosse.
He knew he wanted to go to A&M, and A&M has a club team. It's pretty intense. I mean, they travel to Florida and Louisiana to play, so it's just not funded the way that the higher levels are.
Even though McKinney's lacrosse teams integrate athletes from all over the Metroplex, they still manage to maintain a strong team bond.
We all kind of just bond together. I mean, every now and then, we'll joke around with like, someone does something stupid, it's because of the school they go to, but that's about it.
Although lacrosse teams in the South are relatively new, both the girls and boys from McKinney consistently make it to state.
The girls team is phenomenal. They've made it to state the past several years, and our boys team made it to state last year and my son's the year before when my son was a senior.
This has been Ailey Hendricks for NTV.
That's all for sports. Now back to you.
We all know that Valentine's Day is a day for us to show our love to that special someone. But here on NTV, we want to take some time to celebrate friendship. We put 2 pairs of friends together to test how much they really know about each other.
I'm so ready for this. I've been wanting to tell you this forever.
Okay, my most annoying habit is listening to music. How is that annoying? No, I said you're not good at listening.
I don't know how to turn them off either. Read receipts are her worst enemy in life. This one will read my message and she's like, oh my god, I didn't see see it.
I'm sorry.
Oh, really? Because it said red 9:28 p.m.
I don't care what you talk about some of the time. I act like
Talking about politics.
Okay.
Answering phone calls because I'm antisocial. Is it snorting? Is it snorting?
I answer text messages. It's just phone calls.
That's debatable.
It's just phone calls.
Debatable. You're about to hate me. We're not gonna be friends after this. Don't put a boy.
Okay, the first one that comes off my mind, Will Ferrell. I know that's not it, but...
Snoop Dogg.
How? In any way.
What could you put for me?
I think Jimmy Fallon.
No.
Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah. You would guess this and you didn't.
No.
Did it say Jimmy Buffett? It said Jimmy Buffett. Johnny Knoxville. Oh my gosh, I love him! I think he's so pretty.
Okay, this is wrong and I will explain why. Have you seen your backpack? Your backpack looks like a landfill.
Is it right? Yes, I'm right!
You drive a Scion XA.
That's correct.
Oh,
Very
it
vague
is
though.
XA? Yeah.
No year, nothing.
I think it's a trailblazer. You're close. It's a trail hawk.
You drive a golden 2007 Hyundai Elantra with 47,000 miles.
That is scary accurate. Actually, it's actually like 49,000 miles.
Well, it was 47 last time.
And I've got your license plate number 2, so I'll put that on there.
Do you know the license plate too? Because like
I'm not going to share that on TV.
So you do know the license plate.
Next question.
Okay. It's Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
That is scary accurate.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Star Wars Force Awakens, and I'm without even looking gonna go ahead and say Harry Potter the 4th one.
Isn't that Anchorman?
That's correct.
I don't like that movie.
Do you not know your current shoe size?
I have no idea. Let's find out. I got these 50% off.
No one cares. What is the size?
10.
Oh, hey.
Oh, I put 14.5 for you.
I think I wear. No, I don't know. Oh, I wrote on you. I'm sorry.
Julian Esparza.
I wear 12.
Why have we not been sharing shoes?
You not just put a 7! I put an 8! I wear a 6.5. I wear an 8.
I have my answer, and I can see your board.
Congratulations, I don't have anything right now.
What animal would I be, Julian?
I said a bird, like a black bird, like just a bird that's like, I don't know, it makes a lot of noise and it's just always like,
So I wrote dog. I don't know how to spell golden retriever. Why am I a golden retriever? Because you're perfect. Golden retrievers are perfect.
Well, you're a bird as well, but you're a parrot.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
constantly repeat, do your work, Matthew. Do your work, Matthew.
Okay, that's accurate.
Character. It's my best friend.
That's all we have for you today.
For more news and sports information, follow us on Twitter at MNHS NTV.
Thanks for watching.
And have a great weekend, Bulldogs.